Hi guys, welcome to Upward Facing Dog Breakdown. Get up to get down. That'll be the end of that. Okay, I also want to address my periodic table pants. I don't know. I like them. Anyway, guys, this practice is short and sweet. We want to take care of something that you must do 20, 30 times in a vinyasa class, and that's upward facing dog. If upward facing dog doesn't feel yummy in your body, we're going to take a look at maybe ways to prep you so that it can. When you're ready, grab 2 blocks and meet me face down on the mat. All right, y'all. Once you're down here, I want you to take one of your blocks and bring it directly in front of you. It doesn't matter if it's a half-size block or a full-size block. And keep it right in front of your head. You're going to bring yourself forehead to the mat. And then I'd like you to set your arms up as you would for Cobra. I'm keeping my head elevated to speak to you so you can hear me. But your forehead will be on the mat. Your wrists will be pretty much underneath your elbow creases, and your upper arm bones are going to firm in toward each other. And then with your forehead down on the mat, visually it looks like this. I want you to activate and squeeze your shoulder blades, retract them toward each other, and then firm the arm bones a little bit more toward each other. Continue to press into the hands, and then draw more space between your earlobes and the top of your neck by lengthening the crown of the head forward. 2 more breaths here. Again, your forehead is down on the mat. 1 more. Good. Exhale, release the arms. You're going to bring your arms to a cactus shape now so that the forearm bones are truly 90 degrees, and the forehead will come down to the mat. So for some of us, given our lifestyles, we feel tightness across the chest, across the front of the shoulders. That's from driving, from airplanes, from nursing, from your cell phone, from your laptop, from your cell phone, from your cell phone. Something to keep in mind is that we're always, I shouldn't say always, but I'm going to say it here. We could always use a little bit more expansion across the front of the chest, less flexion, a little more opening. From here, keeping your forehead down on the mat, you're going to start to let your elbows lift. And then once you do that, I want you to squeeze the shoulder blades even more. Take your arm bones as high as you can, still holding the 90-degree shape. Shaking is totally to be expected at this point. Continue to squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then you're going to tap your fingertips toward the floor, and your elbows are going to lift. And that's some nice internal rotation of your upper arm bones in the shoulder joint. And then opposite, elbows dip and hands go to the ceiling. Keep squeezing shoulder blades together 1 more time. Fingertips dip down, shoulder blades squeeze. And then fingertips lift up. Arm bones are lifting. And then from here, if you want to start to lift the crown of your head, lift the chest. Maybe the front ribs start to lift. 1 more breath. Set your hands in Cobra. Hug your upper arm bones together. Lift any amount. Chest, front ribs. Push into the hands. And then draw the crown of the head forward like you're trying to pull your heart between the arms. 1 more breath. Exhale, release. Oh boy. Good. From here, you're going to take this block. It should be right up in front of you. Your hands are going to grab the side edge of the block so that you are in blade hands. So not jazz hands, blade hands. You're going to go from jazz dancers to ice capades. Right here. You're going to take your forehead down. And then from here, you're going to start to hug the arm bones together as actively as you can. And when you do that, you'll probably feel all parts of the arms lift off the mat. Begin to lift the arms and the hands any amount. And then maybe the forehead and the chest. You got 10% effort in the legs. 1 more breath. And release it down. Beautiful, you guys. Take a breath there. You're going to take this same block, bring it behind you onto your sacrum. We've done this one before in a couple of my flows. You're going to bring your forehead to the mat. Hug your upper arm bones together. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Straighten the arms any amount. 10% effort in the legs. Begin to lift crown of head, chest, front ribs. Hold and squeeze for 3, 2, and 1. Set that down. Good, you guys. You're going to set your block down for a moment. Come back to the cactus shape with the arms. Let your forehead rest. Big breath in. Exhale out of your mouth. One more. Big breath in. Exhale out of your mouth. This next exercise, you're going to need a little bit of space for. So you're going to take this block. You're going to bring it behind your sacrum. You're going to take your ice-capade hands and squeeze the side edges of the block, root the tops of the feet down. Keep your block in your left hand, sweep it around. Take the block in front of you, grab it with your right hand, sweep it around. So my chest is lifting, my front ribs are lifting. Reverse it. And around. One more time. Chest lifts, front ribs lift. Good. And around. Set the block on your sacrum. Take your hands to Cobra position. Hug your arm bones together. Lift your chest. Lift your front ribs. I don't want the block to move. So what I'm trying to avoid is any kind of pitch in your low back. Yeah? I want you to think about locking almost hip bones toward the mat, and you're trying to draw the chest forward. Forward and up, forward and up, forward and up. One more breath. Exhale, release, forehead to the mat. Good. Now you're going to set the block up here. We're going to bring the hands down, and you're going to walk them out fingertips. Maybe, a foot to the right, a foot to the left. Start to hug your upper arm bones together, your shoulders, and then you're going to begin to lift and press, lift and press. Intimidating cobra. So my heart is still drawing forward. 10% effort in the legs. Exhale, release. Big breath in. One more time, same action. Hug the upper arm bones, lift the chest, lift the front ribs. Big breath in. Exhale, release. Go ahead, you guys. From here, you're going to pull back, just to sit back at the heels a moment. Take a moment, notice how you feel and where you feel action, right? I'm already in a full sweat. I'm sure you're not surprised. That's a ton of work for your upper back. Upward facing dog should be some work. It's not a luxurious hangout type of pose. And if it is, we have to really address that, because that probably means you're bending in the place that's most bendy, which typically is your low back. So I'm going to attempt to do this wrong just to show you what we're working against. When you're in an upward facing dog, there should not be a right angle. There should not be your back, your bum, and your legs. Does that make sense? It's not a right ankle pose. It should be very much rounded. There should be a nice curve from your shoulders down to the feet. I have to work with this one all the time because I do have tighter shoulders and some low back sensitivity. So I'm always taking up dog out, putting it back in, sprinkling it here and there. And you're more than welcome to do that. It's your body, So as you come into up dog, this is what we're not looking for. A crunched, collapsed up dog like this. First of all, it's very hard to talk like this. My shoulders are up by my ears. My airway is compressed. My low back is taking the brunt of this. It doesn't even feel comfortable. I'm coming out. Okay, good. So we're not doing that. In order to not do that, I want you to take your 2 blocks and place them underneath your shoulders where they would be for upward facing dog. You're going to come to a quadruped position for a moment. And I want you to feel something. As you press your hands down into the blocks, I want you to start to energetically drag the heel of your hands towards your knees. And I want you to try and pull your chest forward between the gateway of your arms. And keep pulling. Keep your belly drawn in. This should be all upper back. One more breath. Maybe lift the chin a little. And then slowly engage in the belly, pull out of this. If you need to take the blocks a little bit wider, which I need to do, maybe you do that. From here, I want you to come onto the balls of your feet. And you're going to pull yourself back to a plank pose. So in your typical upward facing dog, we're on the tops of the feet. The only things touching the mat are the hands and the tops of the feet. So we're going to keep that in mind as we move into this shape. Keep nice and buoyant in your upper chest. You're going to flip onto the tops of your feet. And then I want you, keeping your belly engaged, to let your hips drop and find that same action you just did in quadruped. Draw the heart between the gateway of the arms. Keep lifting. Keep pushing the blocks away from you. The hips lower a little bit, but your navel draws in and up. So there's more of a rounded shape here. Definitely not a right angle. One more big breath. Lower the knees. Pull yourself back. Great job, you guys. So as you come into these upward facing dogs and you feel it out in your own time and with your own body, you can always add in blocks in your practice. Sometimes I do that just if I'm looking for a little more expansion across the chest. Something else I want you to notice, one more thing before we go. How important it is to keep the low belly engaged. Often when I'm teaching large groups, I see this, and it's a hard thing to correct verbally over a big group of people, but it's something that you can look at here and now. If you watch my belly, when I come into this up dog, just like the one we just did, I want to show you what this looks like when I'm not engaged in the belly. And there's plenty of times where this happens. I mean, we're human, right? It's going to happen. But if you can keep your mind around this, it's going to be really helpful for your low back. So when you're in this plank pose, let's say you come onto the tops of the feet, you're moving into your up dog, whatever that looks like. Do you see this collapse? Even though my arms are straight and my chest is lifting, there's a big collapse in my low back. My belly is doing nothing. My belly is just hanging there. So instead of that action, when you come into your plank pose, see if you can see this. You're going to take your tailbone towards your heels, zipper up your low belly. Keep that, keep zippering up the low belly. Keep zippering up the low belly. Keep taking your tailbone towards your heels and zippering up the low belly. That puts all the work in my upper back versus here. Make sense? I hope so. If you're a visual learner, I hope that was helpful. I hope the whole thing was helpful, no matter what kind of learner you are. Find me on Instagram. Let me know. I'll see you guys real soon. Enjoy your up dogs. Be mindful that Cobra is a great option from today for the rest of your life if that's what you need to do. You're awesome. See you next time.